I'm gonna be honest, I don't actually remember if, like, all these flowing, like, the flowing physics are part of us being in windy weather, or if it's just something that they naturally do regardless. Having fun there, Joe Mark? Hey, welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 2! I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we got here to the ancient ship, our mission from the chairman of the Argentum Trade Guild, and this time, we're gonna be continuing on our way in! You can lure enemies. I don't really find luring to be terribly needed. It's not like it's a bad thing to do, but it's not super necessary a lot of the time. Now, I believe that despite the fact that we do not have access to playing as them, just because we are still in the prologue, they do all have unique arts. This isn't going to be really too much of a spoiler. Again, you could probably tell just from the fact that her artwork is very different. But Nia we will be able to see in action quite a bit, but Jin and Malos are an exception. You don't really get to see them all too much. I mean, yeah, they're... Okay, in the DLC, they are a little bit playable, but yeah. Of course, everyone has their own arts with them, and looking at Malos with Sever, he has 3 different arts, only 3 for him. These are Storm Edge. Storm Edge will inflict Blowdown, which just knocks an enemy over. He has Engrave and Deathmatch, which give no special effects for either of those. And I believe that is... those are his arts, correct? I'm just double checking. Oh, sorry, no, that is, my bad. Those are his specials, so his 1, 2, or 3, which you can't really use them. I was looking at the wrong thing. For arts, he does actually have, he has 3 of them. Technically, he does have a 4th, though. He has Sword Strike, which does extra damage when the enemy is aggroed onto him. He has Hammer Bash, which will inflict Topple. For Topple, you need to inflict Break first, which will then, after using Topple, will knock an enemy down. He also does have Chakra Burst, which is an AoE that provides Knockback, which, knockback, well, knocks an enemy back. The main thing that Knockback and Blowdown are used for is kind of stunning enemies out of their current actions. So that's kind of just the big things there. Now for Jin, because these are notes I do not have off the top of my head, so I'm just looking at these as is currently. As we just keep on exploring through the ancient vessel, this is a very important one to really thoroughly explore, because you will not be able to go back to the ancient ship ever again. As such, they don't really, and also because it's very early game, it's not like you're really, there's not too much here on the ancient ship, but there is, I mean, it's good to grab as much stuff as you can, regardless. Can we reach there? Not that way, at least. This is fairly, not necessarily like super deep area, but there's a decent bit in here. As for Jin, who you do not have in the party, he actually has, okay, technically he has 4 arts, however one of them is completely unusable because you can't switch his, can't switch anything with him while he is in the party. He has Ultra Slash, which will do extra damage from behind, Skyward Slash, which is an AoE that inflicts Break, and Empty Moment, which will, it's an AoE attack that will also evade while he is using it. To explain that, there are certain arts. Right there, we should be getting the Tonfa? No, okay. So, certain arts will be able to, well, with an evasion tag, we can see anything that our arts can do on the bottom right when we have our UI capable of, well, whenever our UI is set up properly. There we go.
Treasure acquired.
Man, this was just a little bit cash. And one of the things on there is evasion. While using an art that does evasion, that will completely evade any attack that is coming at you for the duration of the animation.
It's a new day, everyone.
It's the full animation. It actually is a pretty large amount of time that you're allowed for it. They're pretty sizable. With what the hell do I go back up? There we are. It's pretty forgiving. A lot of the evasion arts tend to be pretty long, which does definitely help. And it's one of the reasons that evasion tanking is, in this game, generally better than face tanking. Not that face tanking is bad, but you do prefer evasion tanking. If you just simply don't take any damage, then, I mean, yeah, you're fine. Sorry about that. Right there we can see in the top right that there's the wind thing, as well as on the right, some different things there. Those are blade combos. For using any special on a driver, which I think no, have we even used specials yet? I don't think we have used any specials yet.
You're all mine.
Yeah, no, because I think those are only when you have a blade. But every element will inflict, well, a different elemental debuff, I guess. But the big thing with that is once you go through a certain category of 3 in a row, of course they do depend on what ones you have, which are shown there, they will provide different effects, mostly in the form of preventing an enemy from doing something else. I need to double check, because I have not been around this part for a long time. Not played the early game yet. Hefty moment. But what I'm getting at is go, Mark. Where was I at? Completely lost where I was at. Lovely. What was I talking about? Oh, right, those. Each specific combination will also provide a different effect that just depends on the combination used. So, for example, if we have, take example of Nia being a water and Malos being a wind. If we have water and wind, it would do something, but if we did wind then water, it would do something different. I don't actually think those are real combinations, but you get what I'm trying to say. Each path has a different result that it can go with.
No!
Hello, love.
We lost the upper hand.
Okay, I thought that this was a different thing on here. Okay. Generally speaking, enemy elemental weaknesses don't really matter too much. It's not really a huge deal. But, you know.
Yeah, I'm feeling stronger than before.
Ooh. For reaching level 5, we get access to Double Spinning Edge. For the most part, you won't really have to worry about what level you'll get arts at. I think technically you get ones at like levels 1, 3, and 5. Actually, I don't remember when you technically get the 4th one. Just a little bit of a spoiler, there's a bit of an exception for the Junk Sword. The Junk Sword is tied to story progression for when we get our next art.
Don't mind me.
Can bonk you. Yeah, Double Spinning Edge, just extra damage when attacking from the side. Unlike in Xenoblade 3, there is no indication on what side of an enemy that you're on, so you do just kind of have to hope that you get on the right side of them. If you're trying to get extra bonuses from back attack, from side attack. Side attack is especially a bit finicky, but you're generally not going to have too much issue, I don't think. They can be tricky, but tend to not really be all that bad. We just keep breaking our way through.
Pipe down.
I'm getting fired
Treasure
up.
acquired.
In addition to all the things with the blade combos, are driver combos, which those are your break, it's break, topple, daze, and it's just those three. No, sorry, this one is break, topple, launch, smash. I had to remember exactly. This one you have to go around, isn't it? I think so. But you do have fusion combos, which don't really do too much. Right. Now I'm remembering
I found something. Found something.
Yeah. Again, you don't really get to hear Malos's or Jin's dialogue all that much. Again, I feel like this isn't really a spoiler because, I mean, look at their art compared to Nia and Rex. I mean, what do you expect? Over there we have on the menu, I should mention, we have the expansion pass. If you wish to remain unspoiled, I do not recommend opening the expansion pass for a little while. I forget exactly what it is that the majority of your spoilers go away, but there's a lot of spoilers in the expansion pass. I think probably, maybe, I can probably just...
Mia always looks so happy riding on Dromark's back.
Okay, yeah, Spiral Savat is actually completely unusable. Spiral Savat does extra damage the higher his HP is.
I don't know where to put my face.
Again, it's completely unusable because you will never be able to change his arts, and Malos is entirely unplayable. So, yeah, just a little bit of an oddity there. Also, plus the... I feel like it's not going to be too much of a spoiler because I think probably by the end of this episode we'll find out why they're not playable. So, no worries about that. Right there we heard Dromark announce Eagle Eye, and then we saw an accuracy up. Those are, I forget the exact terminology for those. I think those are blade arts. Again, the terminology I don't fully remember. But, regardless, those are just effects that sometimes blades will use that will have certain effects. Every blade has a certain few. Dromark obviously has Eagle Eye, which will grant a little bit of accuracy up. It is very annoying that they are entirely luck-based when they will do them. I think there might be boost from affinity. I think boost the odds that they'll do it, but for the most part, it's pretty random when they'll use blade arts, so you can't really rely on it. Plugging that in will open the central control panel for us to bip bop boop. And after heading into here,
not planning on letting us past, huh? Sounds like a challenge.
Okay, time to take you down.
and right away he'll use Cursed Cuisine, which is a really big forward motion that will also inflict a knockdown. A blowdown. For the most part, you won't really need to know art names. It's just kind of, when you play the series enough, you just kind of get used to certain ones. So, for example, if we wanted to continue on that path, we would need to use wind, and then another wind, and then use either a ground or electric. Or a wind, and then two ices. We have access to none of those. Bosses and or mini-bosses will sometimes have an enraged state. This will generally boost their stats, sometimes it will boost or will allow them to use different arts. Pretty basic things. Sometimes it also does give them a few extra little things on top. Nothing we really have to worry about. Yeah, we're fine. I'll maybe explain that later.
Jin, check this out. There it is. Adam's crest.
Adam's crest. What does that mean?
You. Open this door.
Me?
This door will only open to one of you people.
One of me? What are you talking about?
Hurry up and do it! We're not paying you to ask dumb questions.
What the hell? You can't treat hired hands like that. Now, how do we open this thing? Oh, hey! So that was a release toggle.
Just as I thought.
Wait. There. Open that door too. Let's move.
What is that thing? It's a girl.
Look. Yes, no mistaking it. That's the Aegis.
The Aegis.
Hey, Brett! Don't even think about touching that!
Huh? But why?
Don't take it personally. It's an act of mercy. At least you won't be alive to see what's coming.
What a waste of time.
Jin! Why did you kill him? Why? What did Rex ever do to you? Jin!
Let's ship out the Aegis. Nia, call the Monoceros.